Now, I got to go live to the trading desk. So many questions for Victor Adair. Victor, let me start with this. News out of Vienna on the oil market.
Yeah, we had a meeting that was today over in Vienna. The non-OPEC producers, a number of them, and by the way, there was also a number of non-OPEC producers who were not there. But to get right to it, 10 days ago, OPEC agreed to cut their production by 1.2 million barrels a day. The non-OPEC producers meeting with OPEC in Vienna this morning agreed to cut an additional 600,000 barrels per day. That's on top of the 1.2 million that OPEC agreed to cut. Here's how I want you to think about this. Think of that Jack Nicholson movie, As Good as It Gets. It's a great title. Right now, the market, of course, the past couple of years, the market has been oversupplied. There's been more crude being produced than has been used, so inventories have been growing, prices have come down. These people that are producing oil, the non-OPEC and the OPEC people that have agreed to production cuts, are hoping that by reducing their production, they'll be able to push the price of oil back up again. And, the market, by the way, has just loved this. They're bottom picking like crazy, it on and off all year long. The energy stocks the last couple of weeks have been almost as strong as the financial stocks. The market really wants to believe that they're going to turn things around. And, of course, I'm skeptical.
Well, and to what degree, you've got to be quick because I've got to ask you about gold in a second, but to what degree do you think the market anticipated this, has already factored in this new addition to the cutback in production?
Yeah, the way I look at that, Mike, is we traded to a 16-month high in crude oil this week. We couldn't stay there. The market closed around $51.50 on the front month. I'm going to be really interested to see how the market prices out over the next day or two. I wouldn't be surprised that we jump higher a bit on this, like, wow, this is great news. They're going to cut, we're probably headed to $100 a barrel or something. But I don't think the enthusiasm is going to last, and I'll be watching for if the oil market starts to roll over, I want to go back in on the short side.
Yeah, especially my experience has been at least, okay, so it's reacted to specific pieces of news that dissipates, so all you got out of that production cut is in the market now. So I'm with you. It's a bit vulnerable. Quickly, let's come to gold, dollar. Gold, Victor. What is it down? $200 from July?
Yeah, it's down about $200 from the highs we made in July. The gold market had I'm going by vague memory here. I think we made a 6-year low a year ago, December. Then we had that tremendous run to the upside. We're now at a 10-month low. We're back to the kind of the January prices we had. Short and sweet. An environment where you've got a strong U.S. dollar. You've got rising interest rates and the stock market also going up. You talk about who's got the ugliest sister. Gold just doesn't look really good in that environment. People are saying, what do I want gold for? They're buying these other things.
Very quickly, Canadian dollar, it's risen, off of that low I think it made in November, because crude prices have gone up. That's a simplistic thing. I know this cause effect, but still, it's gone up with crude. Is that all she wrote there? Would you be exchanging? I talked to Drew Zimmerman earlier in the show. He says maybe a good time to look to exchange at least some money back into U.S. dollars from Canadian.
Yeah, we have been using this rally in Canadian dollar to get back some of the short positions I want to have on Canada. I think the Bank of Canada wants the Canadian dollar lower, okay? We heard Michael Levy talk about that, our export picture. The interest rate spread right now on 2-year, you get 40 basis points more to be in the United States than you have in Canada. And this, I think the lift in crude oil, which has given Canada a lift, is probably going to run out of steam, and then I think Canadian dollar slips lower. That's how I'm looking at it. That's how I'm playing it.
Well, we'll be back looking at it next week with Victor Adair. My thanks to Victor.